Samsaradava Nalalida Loka Janaya Karuna Guna Gunatvam Paptasya Kayana Gunaravasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Padichamadhyam Manasurasena Romanchakam Pasutarangabajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Shivigrahara Tananichana Shingara Tan Mandira Majinado Yuktasya bhaktam saniyunjatopi Bande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Chaturvida Shri Bhagavat Prasada Sadvanda Chirtan Hari Bhakta Sangam Kirtaiva Chiptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Shri Radhika Madhavayurapara Madhurya Lila Gunarupanamna Pratikshana Svananalulupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Nikunja Yuno Rati Kilisidai Jayari Biyuktira Bhiksanina Tatarati Daksha Dati Ballabhasya Bande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Bande Guru Shri Charanaravindam, Bande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Shakshadaditsena samasta sastri yuktastata bhavyadeva sadvi. Hinto prabhuya piyaiva tasya Pande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Pande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Pande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Yasha Prasada Bhagavat Prasada Yasha Prasada Nanakadigatopi. Ayam Studvam Stasya Yasasti Sandam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Dayam Stutvam Stasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasgatya Desatarine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskatya Desatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Jaya Shri Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Pararajikachasta Tarasatara Shishimad, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Pararajikachasta Tarasatara Shishimad, His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnavindi Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sikaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Samakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Mayapura Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Ganga Maya Ki Jai, Jamuna Maya Ki Jai, Samveda Bhaktavinda Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Guranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavan Ki Jai.
Dala dala dadaine प्रह्लादलाददायिने हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वसः हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वसः शीलाटङ्कनकालाये शीलाटङ्कनकालाये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा तो नरसिंहा तो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहिर्नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नाकामद्भुतसिंहा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपुर तनुभृङ्गा केशवधीरता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमलवरे कान्तसिंहा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपुर तनुभृङ्गा केशवधीरता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश केशवधीरता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधीरता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा जयो भक्त प्रह्लाद भक्त प्रह्लाद भक्त प्रह्लाद जयो भक्त प्रह्लाद भक्त जयो जयो प्रभुपाद 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 जयो जयो प्रभुपाद जयो जयो गुरुदेव 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 जयो जयो गुरुदेव 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 जयो जयो गुरुदेव जय
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाबो ए अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाबो ए अभिलाषी जे तुम्हारो शरणा लोए तारा वंचा पूरा न होए कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी मोराए अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास नयने हरि वो सदा जुगल रूपरासी नयने हरि वो सदा जुगल रूपरासी এই নিবেদন ধারো সাখীর অনুগাতা করো এই নিবেদন ধারো সাখীর অনুগাতা করো সেবাধিকার দিয়ে করো নিজ দাসী সেবাধিকার দিয়ে করো নিজ দাসী दीना कृष्ण दासे कोए जीना मोरा होए दीना कृष्ण दासे कोए दीना कृष्ण दासे कोए जीना मोरा होए दीना कृष्ण दासे कोए जीना मोरा होए श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेम सदा जीना भासी श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेम सदा जीना भासी श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेम सदा जीना भासी यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणाशन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे तानि तानि प्रणाशन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च यानि कानि तानि तानि प्रणाशन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणाशन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल तुलसी देवी महारानी की जय।
Vrindaye Tulsideva Priyaye Keshavasya Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavataye Namo Namaha. Vrindaye Tulsidevi Maharani Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Maharani Ki Jai. O Tulsi, beloved of Krishna, I bow before you again and again. My desire is to obtain the service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you has his wishes fulfilled. Bestowing your mercy upon him, you make him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire is that you also grant me residence in the pleasure groves of Sri Vrindavan and Dham. Thus, within my vision, I will always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me a follower of the cowherd damsels of Raja. Please give me the privilege of devotional service and make me your own maidservant. This very fallen lovely servant of Krishna prays, may always from your love Shri Shri Radha and Govinda. Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Siksastakam ki jai. Chaito Darpana Marjanam Anandam Buddhivananam Pratipatam Punam Vitasvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Ram Jai Krishna Sankirtanam Namam Yugayitam Yinesetam Sapavisayitam Sunyayitam Jagatsar Govinda Virahename Aslishyava Padaratam Panashtamam Adarsanam Mamahato Karutuva Yata Tata Vavidata Lampato Mat Prananatastu Saevanaparaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Chaitanya Siksastakam ki jai. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to the living beings. And thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than a straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O mighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj, Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen to this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your holy name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He's completely free to do anything, everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Sri Chaitanya Siksastakam ki jai. There are 10 offenses in a matter of chanting the holy names of the Lord that should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who are dedicated their lives to propagating the holy names of the Lord. 2. To consider names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent names of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna's imagination. 6. to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name of the Lord. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which were offered in Vedas as fruit of activities of Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions in this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our most humble obeisance to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desired trees that can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vaishnava Thakur ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam Grantaraj ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadyasya yato nivayad itaratas charte suvigya swarat. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adhikavaye Muyanti Yatsurayaha. Tejo Varimidam Yata Vinimaya Yatra Trisargo Mesha. Damna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. O my Lord Shri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes, of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. And he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji. The original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. As one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen on fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Dharma projita kaitra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapa trayon mulanam Shrimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim Vaparir Ishwaraha Sadyo Hridya Avarudyate Tra Krite Bihi Susu Sabistakshanath. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need for any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. Nigama kalpatarur galitam phalam sukhamukadam rita dravya samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasam alayam muhur ahorasika bhuvi bhavukaha. O expert and thoughtful man, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of C. Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful. Although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Shinvatam swakata Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridyantaksto bhadrani vidunati suhitsatam. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures, or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita, is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best-wishing friend and purifies the devotee, who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 12, verse number 27. Takshakad atmano mrityum dvija putro pasarjitat prapatsyata upasrutya Mukasangapadam Hare. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. After hearing about his death, which will be caused by the bite of a snake bird sent by a son of a Brahmana, he will get himself freed from all material attachment and surrender unto the personality of Godhead, taking shelter of him. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Material attachment and taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord go ill together. Material attachment means ignorance of transcendental happiness under the shelter of the Lord. Devotional service to the Lord, while existing in the material world, is a way to practice one's transcendental relation with the Lord. When it is matured, one gets completely free from all material attachment and becomes competent to go back home, back to Godhead. Maharaj Parikshit, being especially attached to the Lord from the beginning of his body in the womb of his mother, was continuously under the shelter of the Lord, and the so-called warning of his death within 7 days from the date of the curse by the Brahmana's son was a boon to him to enable him to prepare himself to go back home, back to Godhead. Since he was always protected by the Lord, he could have avoided the effect of such a curse by the grace of the Lord. But he did not take such undue advantage for nothing. Rather, he made the best use of a bad bargain. For 7 days continuously, he heard Srimad Bhagavatam from the right source, and thus he got shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord by that opportunity. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, we can understand that this history of Maharaj Parikshit shows or demonstrates the exemplary life of a devotee that begins already in the womb of the mother and continues right up to the last moment, right before death. And what's so exemplary about this is because Maharaj Parikshit was always under the protection of the Lord, who he had seen the Lord in the womb of his mother, and he could never forget it. His name Parikshit means one who was an examiner. He's always examining everything to see the presence of the Lord. He wants to see the Lord all the time. He can never forget the beautiful vision of the Lord that came into the womb of his mother and saved him from the Brahmastra. However, even Maharaj Parikshit, he understood the ephemerality of material life and what's called eschatology, the finality of life. Before one dies, one should prepare themselves for death by shutting off all attachment to other things and completely focusing their mind on Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada was like that, Maharaj Parikshit is like that, and most, if not all, advanced devotees shut themselves off from all external influences and focus in their last days. It can be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. They focus in their last days completely on the Lord, with the exclusion of all other things. So, Prabhupada says, material attachment and taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord go ill together. In another place, in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says that illicit sex life and Krishna consciousness also go ill together. Let's see where he says that. It's in the 3rd chapter. Anyway, though both things are let's say, very detrimental for making advancement in spiritual life. Therefore, it's highly recommended that one should have a regulated life, practice Krishna consciousness throughout one's life, so that at the moment of death, one can completely fix their mind on Krishna and go back to Godhead. Prabhupada says, but the Vedic directions are so made that one can satisfy one's perverted desires, then return to Godhead, having finished this so-called enjoyment. It is a chance for the conditioned souls to attain liberation. Therefore, the conditioned souls must try to follow a process of yajna by becoming Krishna conscious. Even those who have not followed the Vedic injunctions may adopt the principles of Krishna consciousness, and that will take place of performance of Vedic yajnas or karmas. So, this process is, normally people follow the yajnas. They engage in all kinds of rituals for what we could call imperfect purification. They get purified from the sins they've committed. That's why it's recommended that people regularly perform these rituals. But they do not get purified from the desire to sin. That's the problem. And therefore, it's much better to take to the process of Krishna consciousness, which is chanting Hare Krishna and associating with devotees and always hearing Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and not associating with unholy people. One may work with them, one may see them on Sankirtan and preach to them, but one should not associate with them. Now, what does that mean exactly? It means that you don't sit down and watch them eat meat. You don't listen to their private discussions talking about, how much they love to eat meat and how much they enjoy sense gratification and so forth. All those things would be would be a violation of Krishna consciousness. However, associating with them in order to give them prasadam and to give them a chance to hear about Krishna consciousness, that is just fine. That's the duty of a devotee to do that, to help everyone become Krishna conscious. Okay, so therefore here Prabhupada is saying that material attachment and taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord go ill together. Now, then he says, material attachment means ignorance of transcendental happiness under the shelter of the Lord. So, that is the main point. Most people everyone is seeking material happiness. But in the material world, they never obtain sustained material happiness. It's always a start and go, spurts here and there. It's not sustained because there are always problems that intervene. It can be economic problems, it can be social problems, it can be war, it can be catastrophic events like tsunamis and earthquakes, it can be disease, it can be relationship problems. So these different types of problems always interrupt the sustainability of happiness for the materialist. Now, is it possible to be happy in the material world? Not if you break the regulative principles and ignore hearing about Krishna and serving Krishna. But if you come under the protection of the Lord, then you can experience transcendental happiness. It's not the same type of happiness that the materialist experiences. The materialist experiences happiness of sense gratification. The devotee experiences, under the protection of the Lord, the transcendental happiness of pleasing the senses of Krishna. There's a major difference between the two. Now, most people would say, well, how can I be happy if I serve someone else's senses? Well, that's someone else. If it happens to be Krishna, you are part and parcel of Krishna. So if you please Krishna, you will be happy because you're eternally related to the Lord. You're part and parcel of the Lord. That is what people don't understand. A materialist and an atheist does not see that they have any connection to God. In fact, they've done everything to reject that by making up false philosophies and false concepts and misconceptions. They are attracted to the misconceptions just like a fly is attracted to stool, whereas a devotee is attracted to Krishna consciousness as a bee is attracted to the nectar of pollen. So there's a world of difference between the materialist and materialistic atheist and the devotee. So then he says, Prabhupada says, devotional service to the Lord while existing in the material world is a way to practice one's transcendental relation with the Lord, and when it is matured, one gets completely free from all material attachment and becomes competent to go back home, back to Godhead. And these are all major points. This practice of relating to the Lord, that's called Krishna consciousness in this world. The more we are anxious and the more we organize our life to do this practically on a daily basis, the more we make spiritual advancement. And Therefore, devotional service is a continuum. There should never be any interruption of it. Mam chayo vibicharina bhakti yogena sevate sagunam samatityaitan brahmabhuyaya kalpate. It's the 14th chapter, 26th verse of Bhagavad Gita says that one who always engages in devotional service and never falls down under any circumstance, in other words, never gives it up, and in that way they transcend the influence of the modes of material nature, and they attain the state of Brahman, that is, not impersonal Brahman, but real Brahman, which is nasochati nakanksati, no more lamentation and no more material desires, no more attraction to material life. In fact, in the 3rd chapter, Prabhupada says that the whole purpose of Krishna consciousness is to lose one's attraction to sense gratification and transfer their attraction to Krishna consciousness. That is the whole purpose. Once our consciousness is transferred to Krishna, we are liberated, even though we're still in the material world. That seems to be impossible in the minds of most people, but it is experienced practically by a devotee. So, why can we not do this? Well, the only thing that's stopping us is our own contamination. And a devotee, therefore, strictly follows a Krishna consciousness to purify their heart from attachment to material sense gratification. This is the only thing, this is the anchor that keeps us in this world. Once we give up the attraction to material sense gratification, we become liberated because we become attracted to pleasing the senses of Krishna, engaging in Krishna's service, and avoiding the association of unsavory people. Therefore, asat sangha tyaga e vaishnavachar, a devotee is known by the association they keep. Asat sangha tyaga, they give up the association of asat people, people who are not interested in eternal benefit. There's Shreya and Preya. Shreya means eternal benefit, and Preya means temporary benefit. So the materialists are only interested in temporary benefits, but the devotees are interested in ultimate benefit of pure love of Krishna. Savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti rahoksache haituki pratyata yat master prasidati. This verse says, Canto 1, Chapter 7, verse number 6, that the highest level of Krishna consciousness is attaining pure love of Krishna, which has no material motivation and no, hiatus. One remains always engaged 24 hours a day in thinking and serving Krishna. Then one loses their attachment to material sense gratification and become completely enamored. And Prabhupada says this also in the 18th chapter, 66th verse. He says something very interesting. He says that one should be attracted by the beautiful vision of Krishna. His name is Krishna because he is all-attractive. One who becomes attracted by the beautiful, all-powerful, omnipotent vision of Krishna is fortunate. There are different kinds of transcendentalists. Some of them are attracted to the impersonal Brahman vision. Some of them are attracted to the supersoul vision, etc. But one who is attracted to the personal feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and above all, one who is attracted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Krishna himself, is the most perfect transcendentalist. In other words, devotional service to Krishna in full consciousness is the most confidential part of knowledge. And this is the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Karma yogis, empiric philosophers, mystics, and devotees are all called transcendentalists. But one who is a pure devotee is the best of all. The particular words used here ma sucha, don't fear, don't hesitate, don't worry, are very significant. One may be perplexed as to how one can give up all kinds of religious forms and simply surrender unto Krishna, but such worry is useless. So there you are. It's a very interesting point. One should be attracted by the beautiful vision of Krishna. Then, previously, Prabhupada says, these words stress that one should concentrate his mind upon Krishna, the very form with two hands, carrying a flute, the bluish boy with a beautiful face and peacock feathers in his hair. There are descriptions of Krishna found in the Brahma Samhita and other literatures. One should fix his mind on this original form of Godhead, Krishna. One should not even divert his attention to other forms of the Lord. The Lord has multi-forms as Vishnu, Narayana, Rama, Varaha, etc. But a devotee should concentrate his mind on the form that was present before Arjuna. Concentration of the mind on the form of Krishna constitutes the most confidential part of knowledge, and this is disclosed to Arjuna because Arjuna is the most dear friend of Krishna. So this is the most confidential knowledge, and this is why we see why Krishna says, Manusyanam sahasresu kaschit jatati siddhaye jatatam api siddhanam kaschit mam vetitattvataha. Out of many thousands of people, one may try for perfection. And out of many thousands and millions of people who have attained perfection, only one may know Krishna. So it's a very rare thing for someone to come to this platform of pure Krishna consciousness. That's why in Kali Yuga, Krishna, as Sri Krishna Chaitanya, made it very easy. And Krishna also gives a hint of that in Bhagavad Gita. He says, Daivihi esa gunamahi mama maya duratyaya mame veye prapadyante mayametam tarantite. He says that this material energy is my energy. Gunamahi belongs to me. These three modes of material nature, by which material nature is complicating and conditioning people in the material world. It says it's actually impossible to overcome, no matter how hard they try. But it's easy to overcome if one surrenders unto me. So the hint is there already in Bhagavad Gita, but Lord Chaitanya amplified that hint. And he said, you simply chant Hare Krishna, associate with devotees, hear Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, live in a holy place, and always worship the deity of Krishna. So those 5 things will lead to perfection of life. And it's very easy to do them. It's not complicated. It's not like sitting through a yagya, people chanting mantras that you don't understand and telling you to do things that you can't figure out why. You know, stand up now sit down, now throw these flowers here, now bow down, now stand up again. You know, people don't understand. They just do it. And they don't understand what the mantras mean. Is that true, Prabhu? Yeah. Nobody understands. You understand what the mantras say? Blah, 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 blah. You know, you don't know. You might be talking nonsense. You know. And then they have these different meters. And the other day I was somebody was listening to these mantras. And I asked her, I said, do you understand what they say? She said, no, I don't understand one word. I said, okay. Do you know what it means? She says, no, I don't know what it means either. I said, okay. Do you feel purified hearing? I said, well, I like to hear it. So that's the problem right there. By the way, the same problem is there between the Protestants and the Catholics. The Catholics at one point did not explain the Bible. They just read the Bible in Latin. The normal people couldn't understand it. And they would repeat the the different prayers, and they do these ceremonies, and people didn't understand a damn thing, right? So therefore, the Protestant movement started, and they protest. Protestant means protesters, right? Just like you have protesters now, right? In downtown Seattle. Well, they protested against the Catholic Church because the priests were engaged in corrupt activity. They were doing yagyas, their yagyas, for material benefit. They were rich. They owned all the land. They owned all the properties, and everybody else was a serf working for them, right? They had everything, and they became corrupt by having everything and all the power, and then they were not even teaching the people, right? So the Protestants said, we're not going to read this Latin anymore. We're going to translate it into our own language, and we're going to concentrate on the Bible. We're not going to concentrate on these yagyas, or these rituals that they're performing. So they cut out all the rituals. You go to a Protestant church, it depends. They have, hardcore Protestants where there's no ritual at all. It's only the Bible. Then you have the softcore Protestants that are like, they sort of mimic some or all the rituals. Like the Episcopalian Church is not different than the Catholic Church, except they reject the authority of the Pope, right? And they have their own authorities, right? So, there are all these different levels of following or not following rituals. So we see that the same thing is here, that most Hindus just follow ritual. They don't understand what's being said. But they have some faith that they'll get a material benefit if they sit through this boring ritual. That's their whole purpose. So whether they're worshiping this one or that one, they put all the emphasis on the ritual. They don't even know who the ritual is aimed at, right? So that's the sad state of today. That's why Bhagavatam says that Dharma Projita Kaitravotra Paramo Nirmatsaram Satam, completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. That's the whole point. This chanting Hare Krishna was brought by Lord Chaitanya to make it easy for people and to by regularly hearing Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam spoken in their language, not simply read in Sanskrit, but spoken in their language, people have a chance to understand. There's two things that Lord Chaitanya gave. He gave the knowledge and the process. Knowledge and process. He said everything is in the Mahamantra Hare Krishna, and all the explanations are in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And the process is this process of chanting Hare Krishna and regularly hearing and living in a holy place, like associating with devotees and taking only prasadam and so forth. Okay, so there's knowledge and there's process. That way people can attain perfection easily. Whereas what happened in the Catholic Church, what's happening today in Hinduism and in other religions is they don't actually give the knowledge, and their process is rituals without understanding. So therefore people are not making spiritual advancement, even though they're religious. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Any questions?
Like you were saying, people who sit in the yajna and they don't understand anything, are they better than people who are atheists?
A little bit better.
So it is a hierarchy, at least they are doing something.
They're doing something. If the priest is a good priest, he will explain correctly what's going on, that this is not the goal. The goal is to attain love of God. The goal is not to get material benefits. But for those people who are too attached to matter, the yagya is there to help them get those material benefits and eventually make spiritual advancement. by rising above it. Therefore, Krishna tells Arjuna, he says, Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjana Nirdvandva Nityasatvasto Niryoga Shema Atmavan. Second chapter, verse number 42, I think, or 43. He says, 45. He says, the Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of nature, O Arjuna. Become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. And Prabhupada writes, all material activities involve actions and reactions in the three modes of material nature. They are meant for fruitive results, which cause bondage in the material world. The Vedas deal mostly with fruitive activities to gradually elevate the general public from the field of sense gratification to a position on the transcendental plane. You got that? Arjuna, as a student and friend of Lord Krishna, is advised to raise himself to the transcendental position of Vedanta philosophy, where, in the beginning, there is Brahma Jigyasa, or questions on the supreme transcendence. In other words, what's Arjuna doing in Bhagavad Gita? He's asking questions. He's not just sitting there and saying, swaha, swaha. He's asking questions. What does this mean? What does that mean? How is this compared to that? He's asking all these questions and he's getting the answers. If you just sit there and do swaha, swaha, and then you say, aha, aha, I'm going to get a material benefit, that's not the purpose of the yajna. The yajna is, okay, your material benefits are being satisfied. Now, make some inquiry. Find out what is the goal of life. Ask the Pandit, what's the purpose of all this? Right? So then it says, Arjuna, as a student and friend of Lord Krishna, is advised to raise himself to the transcendental position of Vedanta philosophy. What does that mean, Vedanta? Vedanta. It means the finality of the Vedic knowledge, the purpose, the real purpose of the Vedic knowledge. Where in the beginning there is Brahma Jigyasa, or questions on the supreme transcendence. In other words, you just ask the question to get a clarification. This is what you should do. You just don't sit there and say, swaha, swaha. No. You must ask a question also. What's the purpose of this? What is the real purpose of life? Right? All the living entities who are in the material world are struggling very hard for existence. For them, the Lord, after creation of the material world, gave the Vedic wisdom, advising how to live and get rid of the material entanglements. So, like the homework of the kids today is to explain the difference between knowledge and wisdom, those are English words, right? And jnana and vijnana. So far, reading their homework, only one person got it right so far. I haven't read all of them yet. There is a subtle difference between knowledge and wisdom in English and jnana and vijnana in Sanskrit. Say. And unless we understand that difference, we will not make, these are questions that you have to ask. You will not make any spiritual advancement. People say, oh, it's the same thing. Knowledge and wisdom, jnana and vijnana. No, it's not the same thing. Say, that's why some people say you can only learn the Vedic knowledge in Sanskrit, not in English. Say, because Sanskrit is much more precise than English is. In English, many of the words are the same, but they've lost the true meaning over time. So when the activities for sense gratification, namely the Karma Kanda chapter of the Vedas, are finished, then the chance for spiritual realization is offered in the form of the Upanishads, which are part of different Vedas, as the Bhagavad Gita is a part of the fifth Veda, namely Mahabharata. The Upanishads mark the beginning of transcendental life. As long as the material body exists, there are actions and reactions in the material modes. One has to learn tolerance in the face of dualities, such as happiness and distress, or cold and warmth, and by tolerating such dualities, become free from anxieties regarding gain and loss. This transcendental position is achieved in full Krishna consciousness when one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Krishna. That's the next main point. You have to have faith that Krishna is going to protect you, and he's always going to be good for you, even when there are difficulties. See? So this point here, one has to learn tolerance in the face of dualities, such as happiness and distress. People are protesting today because they lost their tolerance. Why did they lose their tolerance? Because they're not Krishna conscious. They're not even trying to be Krishna conscious. Therefore, they're breaking things, burning things, killing people, and so forth. And violating the principles, the regulative principles. Okay, so does that answer your question? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Any other questions? All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So what I referred to is the second chapter, 45th verse. Very important verse. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.